Over the next few days I'll be making this wall hanging, and the idea is to mount this copper disc that you can see here. It's a little ashtray, which I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I'll be making this wall hanging from this piece of laburnum I picked up from the Cheshire Show last year, and it's been drying in a box of shavings ever since. I don't know if it's too wet still, because I don't have a moisture meter, but we're going to mount it on a faceplate. But the thing is, I wanted to initially keep it with a natural edge, but it won't work because it's not square. So we're going to keep to one, so we can offset it slightly, take the corners off on the bandsaw and mount it on a faceplate. Okay. I think we're going to lose this bit of bark. Apart from just one little bit is round. Well, it looks like I'm going to lose that natural edge anyway, because I've had a quite slight change of my mind, as is my privilege, and I'm going to reduce this edge by quite a lot. So I've cut the bark off because it's flapping about, and we're going to reduce this quite severely, give it a much thinner profile. So there'll be a lot more work on the back, which I'm not going to film it all because it'll just take too long, but we'll come back to you when we're getting near the finished job. And we've sanded this down to 600 now, or 400 rather, and scorched it and put some Yorkshire grit on. Just scorched it around the edge, a little bit of extra work needed right on that edge. There's a few cracks there, but we're going to wax that with some coloured wax. So hopefully we'll be able to tidy this edge up a bit more. Now the next thing to do is to flip it round and work on the front end, having got the shape I like. It's going to hang on the wall, so I don't need much foot on it. I don't need a foot on it at all. It's going to be a hanging part, a hanging decoration. Now I'm just cleaning up the front of this to make it square before we get into shaping it, but also while I'm on the subject, it's very important to keep the tool rest cleaned up, metal on metal contact, clean the tool as well, and it stops it sticking, so you get smooth transition along the rest. I notice these homemade carbide steel is not very good. It does tend to stick, but there's more reason to keep in that plate. Yeah, sticky point just there. Don't solve that. Well, today I've finished the inner shape of the bowl and turned out the sensor for the insert. I haven't recorded all the turning and what have you. I think most people know how it's done. But we've scorched the outside. We've sanded that down to 120 at the moment and got most of the tear out of it and given it a coat of sanding sealer. It needs some more sanding to do tomorrow. I'm just going to bring this round here so you can actually see the back, which I've also scorched for a reason, a very good reason. But being Easter, I've got some stuff on order, finishing stuff on order, but I won't get it till Tuesday now, so we'll finish it off next week if I get a chance. I've got visitors next week, so I don't suppose I'll get any turning done either. But there you have it, finished. Well, you've got an idea what it's going to look like when it's finished. You can see the grain now. general consensus of opinion is it's yellow ash. Ash is usually darker than that, but we think it's ash. We're not sure. Somebody suggested sweet chestnut, but excuse my voice again. It's cracking up again as per, and we'll wait and see what it tells. I think this is going to be rather spectacular. Well, we've almost got to the finishing stage of this project. We've sanded this down to 400, and used some Yorkshire grit on it, and that's the Yorkshire grit finish. We shall wax that in a little while, but I was trying to recreate some red liming wax. There's a guy called Matt Estlea on YouTube. He's got 10,000 subscribers, so he's obviously knows his stuff, and he came up with the idea of mixing crayons and wax crayons and liming wax together to make different colours. Now I tried it this morning with red. It doesn't work with red. It works, but it comes out too pink, and pink fire won't look right for me. So I'm going to experiment with some red chalk paint. So whether this is going to work, I've no idea, but it's distorted with some. So we'll just put some on there. Oh yeah, it has worked to an extent. It's got in the grain that I wanted it to get in. This is warped again. It warped last time I used this wood. It warped, and this is, I put heat on it to char it, and it's warped even more. But hey, let's try a bit more. That, I'm pleased to say, is actually working. Not quite the effect I was after, but maybe if we put a bit more on, and did it slightly differently. Take it straight off, and it stays in the grain. That's good. I like that. Right, I think we'll press on with that. I'll come back to you when it's done. Now I'm not sure if the camera is picking this up, but the red still looks a bit pink. Maybe it's this light. I don't know. But I'll explain when it's finished. I'm going to put some more Yorkshire grit on that now. Don't think I've got any on the inside. Tried not to. So we're going to put some Yorkshire grit on it. And we'll see. I'll bring the camera around the back of this in a minute. Then we'll put some wax on it. It looks a bit redder now. When I put the centre motive in, I'll explain the idea. It's obviously representative, in case you haven't noticed, but we'll see if you like the idea. That is well warped. But it's going to hang on the water. It's cracked as well. I think using the burning it didn't help. Just scorching the wood. But it's a lovely colour. I think that's quite effective. It's got the rough idea of what I'm looking for. It's very red, this. You can see it on my hands. But that's me, I'm a messy old cow. But there you go. We'll so I can get in close to that in a sec. Right. Okay, we're just applying some Hampshire sheen even, high gloss wax, which I shall leave. I use a J cloth. It's I think it works better than paper towel, and it tears. So if it does get caught on anything, then there's no danger of it getting tangled. Put this on the outside, which will be against the wall so no one will see it. Right, now the piece is finished. It's a dedication to my grandfather and his service on the HMS Ramilies, which he served on for many years until 1937, when he retired from the Navy, only to be called back again at the outbreak of war to serve at HMS Devonport as a gunner instructor. He was the Chief Petty Officer guns actually, and he was in charge of one of the turrets of 15-inch guns, which is the flame and smoke is represented by the black and red. And the waves, I think this works well for the waves of the sea, to represent it anyway. He served on that ship for many years, and this is one of two. It's not glued in properly yet, I've got to think about that, but this is one of two ashtrays that came from the wardroom that were made on board, and they were made from shell cases. I'm not sure when they came into my family possession, but I've always known them since I was very, very small. Of course nobody smokes nowadays, so what's the point of having an ashtray except to make a tribute? That's it. That's my piece. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll hope to see you all in the next video.